Hi folks, welcome to the shop. I just wanted to speak briefly today about this Milwaukee M12 inflator. This is the 12 volt version of the M12 and it's very compact, as you can see, very lightweight, and I've found this item to be very handy. Now, I had never purchased an inflator ever, and not even one of those ones that plug into the SIG plug of your car. And the reason I bought this guy was I knew the price has gone up in the last couple of years since it first came out. And I think now it sells for something like $99. But if you go to Home Depot and you look particularly in the above, on the pallet racks up above, you'll notice that they have this item for $99, but it's a special buy item. It has a white label on the box. It comes with an M12 battery. The compact version, as you can see here. So it makes it a better buy, right? You get a battery with it and a charger, even though you may not need the charger. But if this is your first Milwaukee tool, of course, you might want the charger. So it's a decent buy, helps make the price a little bit better. And so I typically run this guy, as you can see the battery compartments here on the bottom. I typically run it with a higher capacity battery. You're just gonna get longer run times out of it, get more tires inflated, that sort of thing. Slips right into place. The unit has these rubber feet on the bottom that are sort of float in place here, very flexible, and you can see how they sort of wobble around. So when it's planted down on its base, it doesn't, and the pump is running, it doesn't really shake around. It absorbs a lot of the vibration that might take place as it's running. On the back, of course, we've got a hose with its own hose storage that comes in very handy. Latches into place. On the end of this unit, it has one of these screw-on style connections for Schrader valves. And yeah, threads on, brass connection. It also has two different pieces here. One here is for inflating sports balls, right? One of these needles. Simply just thread this into the unit, then you're inflating tires, or I'm sorry, inflating basketballs, soccer balls, or whatever, footballs. And it has, convenient storage right here on the back. This one here, same thing. For inflating inflatables, you just thread this on, right? And you can air up different inflatable items. So very handy that it has this onboard storage. So, and I'm not sure what this guy's for, but, I think it's threaded here on the inside, and I'm sure many of you will probably know what that's for. So a lot here in a very handy, compact package. To just go over the interface very quickly here, you can see just real simple that you just only have, one of the things I like about this is just a very simple item, very compact, but you only have 4 different buttons, right? The on button, right? Turn the item on and off. As you can see when it comes on, it has a backlight. We have the PSI of what you're pumping up, say the tire you're pumping up, it shows the PSI. And it also has a target PSI at the top. So if I hit one of these incremental buttons, you can see it now, it's going to target 5 PSI. If I hold the button down, it goes up in increments of 5, right? We can take this right up to, let's say, 30 PSI, or hold it down another 35 PSI. It will pump to this target. I think that's what this target is supposed to represent. This is your target PSI. This is the PSI currently read on the tire. Battery indicator here, and I can see on the display that there's a temperature one here. I guess if the temperature is too cold or perhaps too hot, that would light up. But anyway, pretty straightforward interface. The backlight does go off after it's on for a bit. And so this final button here, the 4th button, is just to turn the compressor on, right? It's going to be a little bit of noise here real quick. I'm just going to turn it on and off. You can hear the item, get an idea for how loud it is. It's not too terribly loud, but it is a pump, and it's pretty fast. That's the thing I really liked about this unit, is it's something that I never thought I'd purchase. Even a cigarette plug type inflator, I've never bought one of those. And I've since found, when I've gotten this, I've repaired 2 passenger vehicle tires. One was an SUV. Had to put a tire plug in both of those tires and inflate the tire from 0. And this guy did it, you know, within, I don't know the exact time because you can set the target and, you know, walk away, but within a few minutes tops, it had inflated the tire completely, right? To one was, I think, 35 PSI, the other one I set to 39. I've even inflated or topped off heavy duty truck tires at 70 PSI. So, you know, great convenient little unit. I can demonstrate here on a tire real quick just exactly how the how it operates. If we see, we're just going to thread onto the Schrader valve here, this small tire, and you can see it starts showing the PSI as I thread it on, right? So this tire is at 5 PSI. And as I stated earlier, I could have a target PSI, or I can just set it at the default value that it has when the item's off, which is nothing, and just pump it up, right? So a warning, there's going to be a little more noise here. I turn the pump on. Turn the pump off. Let's see if the PSI is gone. Okay, it's gone to about 11. It doesn't work as well on small tires. You can see we jumped quickly to 11 PSI here, but I'm just using this small tire for illustration purposes. But something this small, I mean, you can feel the tire or put a tire pressure gauge on it when you're done. But I have found, you know, 10 PSI or around 10 PSI and below that, you know, this number is going to jump up really fast, and it may not be as good for that. I mean, it'll work. If you set your target PSI to whatever number you want, it's going to work for it. But, you know, I think as a lot of you might know, smaller tires really, you know, oftentimes they use entirely different tire pressure gauge for smaller tires, and they don't have to be perfect. These are off-road style tires. You know, you're really just looking to pump air on them so they are inflated. But I do like the fact that it shows the PSI just as soon as you connect to that tire. And like I said, you can get an idea for exactly how that's going to work. See, I'll put it in here again. You see it picks it up. Now it's showing 8.5 PSI. You can see the backlight is gone off in the display. You know, easily turns back on if I just push the decremental or the negative button. But yeah, just wanted to real briefly talk about this inflator. It's you know, I know that it's been tested by a lot of different folks, and it came out as one of the fastest inflators there is. That's really the great thing about this item, is it is a fast inflator, very portable. I don't know of anyone that's more portable than this guy. And as I've said, it's come in super handy. I really just keep it on the truck nowadays, and you know, I don't have to drag an air tank or an air compressor, a portable air compressor around with me. I mean, this guy is so lightweight. You just grab it and go. When you're done, you turn it off, and I found it to be something that's been a lot handier than I would have ever thought. As you can see, here's the hose, you know, the hose storage. It's got one of these fabric style hoses or outer shell on the hose. Wrap it around. It even has a connector, you know, to put the actual hose into it when you're done here, to keep it wound around here. And there you have it. So yeah, just a quick video on the Milwaukee tire inflator. I should also mention that I know Milwaukee has just announced they've come out with they've always had an 18 volt air compressor on the 18 volt platform with a tank, but now they've just announced an M18 or an 18 volt tire inflator that I think also includes maybe a connection to do inflatables. I'm sure it's faster than this one, but it's not as compact. It has sort of this display on it, and then I think the pump is over here to the left. You know, and of course I don't think it's on the market yet to test it. I'm sure it's a great unit, but similar interface to this pump. But I don't think I would be more interested in just hanging on to this, though, for the sheer nature that this thing is so compact. I'm sure the 18 volt or the M18 charges or inflates the tire faster, but in this instance, compact would be, the more compact the better from my perspective. Anyhow, that's just a quick overview of the Milwaukee M12 tire inflator. And you know, let me know if you have any questions or comments. Please like the video if this helped you out. If you're on the fence about buying one of these, I can tell you that you're not going to regret it. Like I said, it comes in very handy for those, you know, quick tire inflations you need to do for, you know, whether it be small carts or pressure washer tires, like that's what this guy is here. You know, wheelbarrows, you name it. It's really makes it very easy to get that done quickly. Anyway, folks, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.